37 years after the breakup of the Beatles, are you amazed to see up to what point this music has been influenced? I think it's very rare for a musician to measure this up, you know, while being still alive.
Yeah, yeah, it is phenomenal, and the nice thing is I can look at it a bit objectively because the Beatles' career is finished. So it's a body of work like Picasso's, so you can look at it and think, oh, they did that, they started then, they finished then. No, I really do think it was incredible. And, you know, perhaps there's some way that I should be a bit more modest and sort of dimple shyly and say, oh, we did okay. But no, we did more than okay. We were shit hot, as we say. I'm not sure. Merde chaud.
Makes sense.
Is that what it is?
Merde chaud, yeah, why not?
You know, we were pretty cool, man.
Merde brûlante would.
But, you know, no, we just were, and I can say it now. You know, when we were with the Beatles, you couldn't really say it. It was just be too conceited. But I think the four of us did some very special stuff, you know. And now I sing some of the Beatles songs, and I hear them as I'm singing them. I think, this is well constructed. This is good to sing. It's no wonder people like it, you know. So I'm allowed to see how good it is now. Whereas there was a time when I had to. Now I can say anything, as I just did.
Something that I'm really amazed with about you is that you've been through terrible times. I mean, you lost your mother when you were 14, breakup of Beatles, the lawsuit that followed, and you lost your friend, your wife, and still you have a lot of energy, and you remain, you know, very much into life. Where do you think that comes from?
I don't know. You know, I've always been very enthusiastic about life. And you're right, you know, I have had some terrible tragedies, and I do think from time to time, I think it should have knocked me out. You know, this should have really, and for the time that those tragedies occurred, it did knock me out. But for instance, when Linda died, I just did nothing really for probably about a year. I probably just cried for a year. So, and I was able to then pick up the pieces. And music is what saved me. You know, music is the great healer, the great savior. And so I was able to come back with the energy and the enthusiasm, I think because of music. I think so. And also, you know, you have to rationalize it. I talk to people who've lost loved ones. I say, they would want you to be strong. There's no loved one who passes away with one, oh, I want you to be weak, I want you to go down the neck, I want your life to be ruined as well. So I took that as a great strength. I said, you know, I know Linda would want me to be strong, and I know George, my dad, and Mum would want you to be like that. So I rationalize it a bit, and then I say with music and my natural enthusiasm, I seem to keep thinking the world is a good place.
You were made a sir like 10 years ago. What did you choose to put on your armorial?
A Hofner bass.
Serious?
Yeah, serious. It's not anything I use, but it comes with the thing, you know, a guy writes to you, would you like a coat of arms, you know, shield? And you can't say no. So you say, yeah. He said, well, what do you want on it? A deer, stag maybe, a bass, a flower. I've got one somewhere. I don't use it. I should have a badge.
Oh, yeah, you should, yeah.
Should wear a little badge.
On your vest.
No, you know, the best thing about it, well, there are a lot of good things about it, and I was a bit embarrassed at the time, but my kids loved it. My kids were very proud. My family, Linda and the family were very proud, so that was good for me. But you go to the palace, you know, and Her Majesty, the Queen of England, dude, she sort of, you know, you kneel down. She takes this big sword, and you have to trust in the Queen. She could do anything. You know, what if she just suddenly threw a wobbler? Yeah, I never liked you. But she didn't. And you have to trust, and she picks the sword up, and, you know, arise, Sir Paul. And it's the sword of Edward the Confessor. So that, I found that quite amazing. That's very historical. if that sword could talk, the stories it'd have. But you know, it was a great honour. You know, I took it like a fantastic sort of school prize. Slightly embarrassing when people call me Sir now, you know, and I notice you haven't grovelled.
No, I didn't.
You should be kneeling during this
right
interview.
now.
I think this might be...
You want me to stay like this?
I think this is good. I rather like this, yes. Continue. Carry on.
In your book with Barry Miles, you confess that Bob Dylan introduced you to pot.
Yeah.
You introduced Mick Jagger to pot. Yes, I
understand. Yeah.
So, is it something you would recommend today? Or?
No.
Not at all.
No, natural high.
Oh.
High on life.
But Mick Jagger...
It was the times.
Yes, okay.
It was another time.
But Mick Jagger himself, who is himself a sir, right? Sir Mick Jagger. When you're having dinner together, what do you talk about? Is it pot stories, sir stories?
What, with Mick?
Oh, yeah?
No. I mean, there's so much to talk about. You don't really talk about that. I think I was just being asked about the whole subject once, and so I naturally brought up the fact of Bob. And I think Bob was a bit embarrassed about it now. I heard.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know. You know, the truth is you don't want to influence kids. Now I've got a young kid.
You get the responsibility.
And you don't want to say, "Hey, come on, kids, it's great." You're a little more mature, so it seems okay for you to do it at the time. Now I would take a bit more sensible approach and just think, I really do think it's better to be naturally high and clean. I actually, like me, you know, I actually do think that's better. But in those times we were different.
Okay, I try to remember that. So there is a very beautiful song on your last record called The End of the End, where you talk about your road ending. And lyrics goes, it's the start of a journey to a much better place. You mean better than England?
Yeah, it's basically the start of a journey to France.
Good.
Or Spain through France. Yeah, that's what it is. It's a much better place, Paris. No, I don't mean it's a much more serious song.
I know it's a serious song.
Please, pull yourself together.
It's a serious song.
You've been smoking that pot again, haven't you?
No, I gave up.
Oh, good.
A few years ago. So do you strongly believe in it? That it will be the start of a new journey?
Yeah, I think so. You know, I don't have any very strong beliefs. It's all a guess. But yeah, I have a feeling. You know, I think what's interesting now is like science is sort of catching up with religion. So all these quantum physics, the idea that we are made of the same molecules that stars are made of, I think that is quite, you know, astounding. You know, that we're made of the same stuff as this chair. I would have never believed that. So it gives me perhaps reason to believe that there's something else other than Paris, but maybe a better place. But it's a complete guess.
And you also say in the songs that you wish people will sing your songs all over, which eventually will happen, of course, and that jokes will be told.
That would be good.
Anyone in particular?
Jokes? Do you really want me to tell you a joke?
No, if you want to people to tell jokes.
People can tell any jokes they think of. Any jokes, whatever makes them laugh and smile. Now, you know, the tradition of an Irish wake is more appealing to me than a very sort of Anglican. No, I think that's a little bit sort of down. So I like the idea, hey. It's more fitting for me, I think. And they can tell any jokes they want, including dirty ones.
All right. Thanks a lot, sir.